On the 14th of this month, after this public interest litigation was filed, the government of West Bengal comes up with a notification saying that this particular company, all its 14 drugs should be blacklisted. Why? If there's nothing wrong with them, why did you blacklist them? If there's nothing wrong with them, why did you stop manufacture? Just because they are poor, they cannot be used as guinea pigs. That even after you are yourself saying stop manufacturing a particular drug, you are allowing it to be pushed into the market. Referring to June 2015, when it was first flagged, this is the same doctor, Udayan Mitra. He had written to the superintendent, being a gynecologist, that this particular drug, RL, is causing problems. Right. One of the private sponsors here, so why not I can open my case? This dates back to June 2015.
June 2015.
I've just got the documents. I'll be filing a supplementary affidavit. I'll hand over a copy to them. There was a doctor in Alipurduar called Dr. Udayan Mitra. In June 2015, he flagged this particular drug. Now, what happens to this particular doctor? He was targeted. In 2016, because of this complaint that he had filed, that when we are buying it from the private shops, nothing is happening to the patients, but when we are buying it, when this being supplied through the government chain, patients are falling sick. Disciplinary proceedings are started against him, saying that he is acting not in as a doctor should act. I'll hand over the document.
No, we can't answer all these things.
No, I'm saying that I got it. I'll file my supplementary. I'm just opening my case today. It's not going to end today. Obviously, your lordships will also call for affidavits. Subsequently, this particular doctor was a gynecologist. He resigns from his position and now he started his private practice. In Karnataka, in March 2024, this company was banned for 3 years. After being banned for 3 years, the government of West Bengal was also notified by the government of Karnataka. Your lordships are aware of Bellary district. Now in Bellary district, this particular was used and there were deaths. Your lordships will kindly turn to page 27, please.
And this was communicated to the Principal Secretary, Health and Family Welfare, West Bengal.
Now, what does the Karnataka government do? Somebody has to take responsibility. In this particular case, it has to be the Health Secretary, Mr. Nigam. No, respondent number 13. Nothing is done. What does the Karnataka government do? Karnataka State Medical Supplies Corporation, KMSCL, starts the departmental inquiry started against the managing director with regard to this particular drug. The Karnataka State Drug Controller, Mr. S. Umesh, is suspended. What happens in Bengal? Nothing. This drug continues to be pushed into the market. Now, your lordships will kindly turn to page 41, please. The state government itself on the 10th of December 2024 asked this company to stop manufacture of this particular drug. If that be so, what was the reason that the government asked them to stop manufacturing it? And why, after stopping them from manufacturing this drug, why was it not withdrawn from the government hospitals? It was only withdrawn from the government hospitals after this public interest litigation was filed on the 13th. On the 14th of this month, after this public interest litigation was filed, the government of West Bengal comes up with a notification saying that this particular company, all its 14 drugs should be blacklisted. Why? If there's nothing wrong with them, why did you blacklist them? If there's nothing wrong with them, why did you stop manufacture?
So this order was passed in January 2025 to stop manufacturing activities.
No, it was passed by the regional office of Siliguri on 10th of December 2024.
Yes. But in spite of this order, they did not stop.
They did not withdraw. The articles, these particular drugs were in circulation. What was what did Mr. Nigam have to do? He had to issue a notification saying all the hospitals immediately stop it. My lord, poor lives do matter. Just because they are poor, they cannot be used as guinea pigs. That even after you are yourself saying stop manufacturing a particular drug, you are allowing it to be pushed into the market in government hospitals. Just because they are poor, just because they can't afford to go anywhere.
December 2024, your client was directed to stop all manufacturing activities.
We have stopped
In December.
in December. And Lordship, what he should have said is, he knows it very well. I will show the affidavit. This Karnataka blacklisting order was made on the 22nd of March. Karnataka High Court has stayed this on 4th of April 2024. Writ petition is pending. He knows it.
No. Blacklisting is one aspect, sir. Probably on a technical ground, stay might have been granted. Nonetheless, if the quality of the drug does not meet the standards, or there is reasonable suspicion that this drug caused the death of certain people, then that is a different
In
aspect.
December, we got suspension notice and we stopped after that.
And
my lord,
these three batches, when were they were manufactured?
That's that from where they purchased. That the report will say.
No.
Report will say.
As a manufacturer, you will raise the invoice. You should
We
know.
must know which is the lot because we are, as Mr. Advocate General said, we are supplying. If we know which lot was used, then it has to be. We stopped manufacturing, and from 7th January 2025, which is page 41.
We just received information, one more patient has died.
That's one more information, my lord, so far Karnataka is concerned. They were all tested thereafter at the Central Drug Laboratory, and all were clear. I've got the reports. So the Karnataka case is concerned.
They say one more patient died.
Two more. I did
Mother and child. Two. Mother and infant. Man, these are two issues, my lord. Immediate impact and long-term impact. We have consulted with your doctors. This medicine has long-term impact. Expired saline that affects your kidney, that affects your blood, and it gets contaminated with the different impurities, and it affects increase the infection risk. So it's not the case. Today it is administered. Someone is surviving. Tomorrow the problem may arise.
No, this is widely used
And
on all operations and all patients.
my learned senior friend is talking about Karnataka, not only in Karnataka, but Maharashtra, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Rajasthan. In all states, this particular company has faced the same issues.
No.
Process
We have checked up, my lord. These submissions, please give me this. The states in which they.
Everyone is presuming that this is.
No, my lord, these are. My lord, I have checked up.
The cause of death has been confirmed to be because of this contaminated IV fluid being administered.
Yes.
So therefore, the question of the state giving them a benefit of doubt, some leniency, etc., or canvassing the case of the
No.
pharma company.
No, certainly not. Certainly
Not a
not.
welfare state. Sir.
Certainly.
So there may be cases where this IV fluid might, or the patient might have been a very, physically fit person.
Right.
And capable of taking up that reaction. But what your learned friend says, it may have a long-term effect.
Well, could I say this, my lord? We are concerned about a saline called Ringer's lactate. Now, this is not a prohibited drug. My lord, this is widely used in all operations, whether private organizations, whether state bodies, state hospitals, everybody, including me. It was used on me as well. So this is widely used. Now the question is whether please. Now the question is whether it is a spurious drug, whether it is an adulterated drug, whether it falls under the misbranded drug. That is a subject matter which has to be looked into. That is why, my lord, my submission was that it has possibly affected 5 people, maybe more also. But this is not something which the state has administered, which the state ought not to have administered.
No, that's not their case.
That's not the case. Now the question is, my lord, if out of 33,000 of which 30 has been utilized and 5 or 6 persons are affected thereby, Millard, please consider, Millard, whether, Millard, this can be called to be a medical negligence. But the state has to take responsibility. Whether it is a conscious effort to do some wrong or damage to the patient, or it is something which could not be averted or could have been avoided, there has been some pitfalls here and there. Therefore, on a larger aspect, what I am submitting is that number one, this is not an expired drug which has been administered. Number two, it is not a spurious, misbranded or adulterated drug which has been administered. Number three is this is not a drug which is usually not administered for these 5 patients. This has been administered. These are not the cases. Now it appears that the main bone of contention is that why have you accepted something from a manufacturer who is blacklisted by one of the states? Now, to that, Millard, may I say, Millard, I am not holding the brief on behalf of the private respondent, but to justify the conduct of my client, that is the state, may I say this, Millard, the same drug company, Millard, supplies the same product to Tripura, Assam, Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, and Karnataka. And the misfortune is that 5 citizens of our state has suffered this. Now we need to inquire into that. This is not a case.
That is correct.
Yes.
With deepest respect, my lord, with deepest respect, my learned senior friend is narrowing down the issue. Admittedly, 5% died. Admittedly, 5% died. The issue is for the chemical degradation, a continuous harm in long term, it will affect their kidney. It will cause infection in their blood. It will cause sepsis. It's a long-term issue, my lord.
But the central government has to come out with this policy. How can we, at the instance of one person?
The thing is, sir, we'll draw a analogy.
Yes.
The food safety officer
Right.
goes and inspects an eatery.
Yes.
A small restaurant. He finds in the storage or the cold storage spoiled meat. He may be selling 100 items.
Right.
What the food safety authority does is immediately seals the restaurant. Not that out of the 100 items which they are selling, 99 are not contaminated.
Right.
No. The test would be whether this place is safe for people to come and eat. Similarly, you took such a long time to issue this notice.
10th December to January.
On 14th of January only.
More than a month.
What should have been done? You could have suspended the operation forthwith. The moment the patient died, pending inquiry, you should...
I'm told my immediate instruction is, my immediate instructions are, Millard, the notice was issued on 10th of December. 10th of December 2020.
In January. For 1 month, they did nothing, my lord.
That 10th of December notice was to
2020.
stop manufacture. But not using the drug is only on the 14th.
Well aware of the fact.
See, the consequence of... See, why did the drug controller... Where is that order? Page...
On page 41.
Page 41.
Deputy Director of Health Services.
So if he has to say that they have to stop manufacture, that means something is seriously wrong. So once this order should, what they should have done is not utilize any of the drugs manufactured by the company in any of the government hospitals. That should have been the circular which should have been issued. And return the stock or freeze the stock and keep it in safe custody.
Yes. Yes. Millard, may I say this, Millard? Only another additional, Millard, information for you, for the court.
Already pharma central citizen which has submitted. 7 of 14 items. The same. The government was aware the same thing from the other company. So why the whole stock?
The stock should not have been.
No. Millard, the reports that I have handed up, the central reports, these are all after that. For ensuring that, Millard.
The stock and the blood the factory also. Now we have issued a blood stock of this.
But you can't bring back the life, sir, on all this.
Basically, it is on the concept of parents patria. The state is the father of the
All
country.
right, at least have you given some compensation for the?
But will definitely give, Millard, it's, the process will definitely be undertaken, Millard. There is no
21-year-old
doubt about it.
The moment the stop manufacture order was passed by the deputy director,
Yes.
or the licensing authority and controlling authority of Siliguri, what they should have said is freeze all the stock.
There is a difficulty. I'll tell you, Lordship. The difficulty is overnight, Millard, we cannot, Millard, replace 30,000, 40,000, 50,000.
No. It's easily available. So there are several pharma companies.
No, that is why, Millard,
And
to
even
double
here-
check.
Here they say
Yes.
Paschim Banga pharmaceutical unit so and so were supplying. Now, already Pharma Impex Laboratories has agreed to supply 7 of 14 items.
Yes.
So in phased manner they could have
Yes.
and at least prevented the hospitals from using the stock which was manufactured prior to 10/12/2024.
Millard, these have been doubly checked, Millard, after all this happened. And Millard, we don't depend upon our laboratory. That's why I have not shown my reports. This is the central laboratory, and Millard tested in Mumbai.
You file your supplementary affidavit.
Yes.
Huh? And in the meantime, the state shall disburse compensation.
My lord, one more thing, the state should file a report giving detail of the person upon which this medicine was administered. The saline was administered. If any future complication arises, the state should hold responsible, my lord. Treating a kidney disease, and I know my father was a kidney patient. Treating a kidney disease is not a cup of milk. A poor man cannot do that. For the fault of the state, a poor person should not suffer.
And has had application.
But I was referring to June 2015 when it was first flagged. This is the same doctor, Udayan Mitra. He had written to the superintendent, being a gynecologist, that this particular drug RL is causing problems. But after that, in 2016, they say that he has been irresponsible, and that's why a show cause notice was issued against him. There are still some good doctors in this world. And if somebody flags marks something way back in 2015, this is what happens to him.
There are 2 writ petitions, is it?
Yes.
And I believe there are 3.
Yes, my lord.
Which
Item
is
number 5, I am appearing.